Welcome back my dear students in online classes of maths. Today we will solve page number 71, 72 and 73 of your divide chapter. Okay. So you have learnt how to divide, how to find quotient, remainder and check your answer in your last video. Right. Today we will solve dividing by 10 and 100. Okay, how to divide by 10 and 100. First is dividing by 10. When we divide a number ending in 0 by 10, we can get the quotient by removing the 0 at the ones place. Okay, when we divide a number ending in 0, for example 10, we get the quotient by removing the 0 at the ones place. Okay, let us divide 360 by 10. Here the number ends with 0 and we are dividing with 10. So what will be the answer? You will remove the 0 from the end. Okay. Then you will get from the ones place you will remove the 0. Then you will get the quotient. Now see how to solve this. Remove the 0 at ones place from the dividend. What you will get? You will get 36, right? 36 is the quotient and 0 is the remainder. See how? 360 divided by 10. Okay, divisor is 10, dividend is 360. Now divide by 10. 10 threes are 30. So you will get 3 threes cancels and 6 minus 0 is 6. Again this 0 will come down. Now 10 6 are 60. So you will get 0 remainder, 36 as quotient. Understood? Similarly, dividing by 100. When we divide a number having zeros in both tens place and ones place by 100, we get the quotient by removing the zeros from the tenth place and the ones place. Okay. If you have a number which has both in tens place and ones place 0. So, how you will get the quotient? By removing the zeros from the tenth place and the ones place. For example, 6,300 by 100 you have to divide. Okay, here you have two zeros in the dividend. So you remove the ones place 0 and tens place 0. What you will get? 63. So here 63 is the quotient and 0 is the remainder. See how? 106 are 600 and 103s are 300. So you will get 63 as quotient and 0 as remainder. Okay. Mentally you can calculate and write the quotient. Okay. For example, so many questions are given here. You can solve and see. First question is 60 divided by 10. Here in ones place 0 and you have to divide with 10. So what you have to do? Remove the ones place 0. What you will get? 6 only. So the quotient will be 6 and remainder will be 0. Okay. You can check the answer by you divide also. 10 6 are 60. Right. Next one is 90 and here 10. Here also in ones place 0 and you have to divide it with 10. So remove the ones place 0. What you will get? 9. 10 9s are 90. That means 9 is the quotient here. See 101 question. 300 divided by 10. Here 2 zeros in the dividend and 1 0 in the quotient. So remove the ones place 0. What you will get? 30. So 30 is your quotient and 0 is your remainder. You can check it. 10 threes are 30 and 0 is remaining. So 10 zeros are 0. Okay. Similarly this one also 700 divided by 10. Remove ones place 0. This 0 you will remove. You will get 70. Understood? Similarly solve this question. This question we have solved, right? Okay. 6,300 divided by 10. 2 zeros in the dividend and 1 0 in the divisor. So remove ones place 0. Okay. When you divide with 10, remove 1's place 0. When you divide with 100, remove 1's and 10's place 0. You will get the quotient. Okay. So here you will get, by removing 1's place 0, you will get, this is 1's place 0. Remove this 0. You will get 630. So 630 is your quotient here. You can check it. 10 6 are 60. 3 remaining. 3 and 0 remaining. So 10 3s are 30. Again 1 0 remaining. So 10 zeros are 0. 630 is your quotient. Now 400 divided by 100. 100 4s are 400. Right? When you have both 0 in 1's place and 10's place, then and when you divide with 100, what you have to do? Remove the 1's place 0 and 10's place 0. You will get 4 is your answer. 4 is as a quotient. Okay, so 100 4s are 400. Similarly, here also remove 1's place and 10's place 0. You will get 6. So 10 6 are 60. 100 6 are 600. When you divide with 1000, you will get, remove 1's and 10's place 0, you will get 36. Okay. Here you will get, remove 1's and 10's place 0, you will get 44. Similarly, do all the rest of the quotients. Understood? Coming to the next page, page number 72. Here dividing by 10 and 100 with remainders. Now, just now we have done without remainders. Now you will get the remainder also. Dividing by 10 with remainder. When we divide a number by 10 which does not end in 0, we can get the quotient by removing the digit at the 1's place from the number. Okay, again you have to remove the 1's place number. The digit at the 1's place is the remainder. Okay, whatever digit comes in the 1's place, if it is not 0, then that is the remainder. And other digits are the quotient. Okay. So let us divide 375 by 10. Okay. What you have to do? Remove the digit at the 1's place. So remove 5. What you will get? 37. 37 is your quotient and 5 is your remainder. Okay. Check how. 10 3s are 30. Now 7 remaining and 5 remaining. So 10 7s are 70. 5 remaining. That means 37 is your quotient and 5 is your remainder. Understood? You don't have to solve this and check. You can directly remove the 1's place number from the dividend and you will get the remainder. Dividing by 100 with remainder. We find that when we divide a number by 100, the digit at the 1's as well as 10's place together became the remainder and rest is the quotient. Okay, when you divide with 100 and the number does not ends with 0, then 1's and 10's place. 1's and 10's place together became the remainder and the rest is quotient. For example, 4526. Here 1's and 10's place. This is 1's place, this is 10's place, 100 and 1000's place. So 1's and 10's place became the remainder and the rest became the quotient. Okay. So remove the digit at the 1's and 10's place. You will get 45 as your quotient and 26 as remainder. You can check it here by using the multiplication table of 100. Now here also so many questions are given. See question number 1. Find the quotient and remainder. Okay. 75 divided by 10. So here the dividend does not end with 0. So what you have to do? And you have to divide it with 10. So what you have to do? Remove the 1's place. That is your remainder and the rest is your quotient. So 6 is quotient and 5 is remainder. 10 6 are 60 and 5 is remaining. So 5 is remainder and 6 is quotient. Okay. Here also 88. So 8 is quotient and 8 is remainder. 126 by 10. Remove 1's place. That is your remainder and rest is your quotient. So 12 is your quotient and 6 is your remainder. Similarly, solve like this also. Now thousands, 1543 divided by 10. See, 10. You have to divide it with 10. So remove only one's place. So 3 is your remainder and 154 is your quotient. Okay. Next, when you have to divide it with 100, what you have to do? Ones and tens place together make the remainder. So ones and tens place. Ones place 5, tens place 7 and rest is quotient. So 4 is your quotient and 75 is your remainder. Okay. Next one. Here also ones and tens place is your remainder and 9 is your quotient. You can solve like this and check your answer also. Okay. For example, 965. 100 nines are 900. So 65 is your remainder. Okay. So solve all the questions like this in your textbook as well as in your notebook. Next page, page number 73, you have properties of addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Problems on 4 fundamental operations. Okay, addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Now you have learnt all these 4 fundamental operations. Now what you have to do, write the correct sign, addition, subtraction, multiplication or division in each box. This is the box and you have to fill it. First question is 42-6 is equal to 7. What will come in this box so that you will get 7 when you divide it? Okay, 42 divided by 6 is 7. Next is 69-25 is equal to 44. Which operation you will do to get 44? Okay, check one by one. When you subtract it, you will get 44. Okay, 9-9 is equal to 1. Which operation? Division. 9 divided by 9 is equal to 1. Next is 20-15 is equal to 5. Which operation? Subtraction. So like this, which operation will come in the box? Write in the box. This is also same question, but here you have to see equal sign. 32-2 is equal to 5-3. Which operation you will put? 32 divided by 2 is, what you will get? You will get 15 and 5 multiplied by 3 is also 15. Right? So choose those options which you will get. When you will get the answer, you will get equal numbers both the sides. Okay. Next is 15-10 and 15-3. So 15 minus 10 is 5 and 15 divided by 3 is also 5. Right? So choose like this. Do this in your notebook and textbook. Next is your decide whether to divide, multiply, subtract or add to solve these problems. Now problem solvings are given. I have sent you the problem solving questions, right? See, question number 1. The education department bought 6,050 biscuit packets for distribution on Children's Day rally. Only 5,765 children attended the rally. How many packets were left undistributed? Okay. So left word come and this is the total biscuit packets. This one is this much students attended the rally. So how many packets left undistributed? Which operation you will do? To find out how many packets left, you will do subtraction, right? So, according to the question, number of packets is this much, number of packets distributed is this much, and number of packets left, you will do subtraction between these two numbers. You will get 285. Okay, so this much packets left undistributed. Next is, students of Standard 3 went out on a tour. Each student paid 175 rupees. There were 36 students. Find the total collection. So how you will find out the total collection? Total number of students is 36. Each student paid rupees 175. So total collection will be 175 multiplied by 36, you will get 6,300. This is the total amount collected by the students. Collected from the students. Okay. Next one is, Prince collected rupees 1,476 rupees and Richa collected 2,190 for the orphanage home. So, how much money did they collect all together? All together. That means we have to add these two amount and find out the total collection. So, what you will write first? For the orphanage home, Prince collected 1,476 rupees and Richa collected 2,190 rupees. Total collection will be, add the two numbers, you will get rupees 3,666. Okay. Last question. In a canteen, 4 students can sit around a table. How many tables are required for 152 students? Okay. In one table, 4 students can sit. So, 152 students will sit in how many tables? You will do divide. Okay. Number of students can sit in one table is 4. Only 4. Okay. So, number of tables required for 152 students will be divided with 4. You will get 38. So, 38 tables are required for 152 students to sit. Understood? So, these are the problem solving and your questions. All these questions you have to write in your notebook as well as in your test book. Complete every questions in your notebook and test book.